This YouTube channel is for you, where we decode the mindset, habits, and secrets behind wealth, success, and the future of money. The world tells you that becoming rich is about luck, connections, or being born in the right place. But then you look at people like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Steve Jobs, and you realize something strange. They came from different backgrounds, different personalities, different industries. Yet all of them built something massive. What do they know that most people don't? This video is not about becoming a billionaire overnight, and it's not another fake motivation video telling you to wake up at 4 a.m. and magically become successful instead. This video is about the mindset patterns, habits, decisions, and painful truths that helped these men build extraordinary lives. Because the real secret of wealth is not money first. It's the way you think, the way you react to failure, the way you use time while others waste it. Most people spend years waiting for motivation, but successful people learn discipline before motivation arrives. Most people consume entertainment all day, but wealthy people become obsessed with learning, creating, and solving problems. And maybe the biggest difference of all, average people focus on comfort. Extraordinary people focus on growth. In this video, we'll break down how Elon Musk trained himself to think differently. Jeff Bezos was willing to take huge risks when others were afraid, and how Steve Jobs turned creativity and obsession into one of the most powerful companies in history. But more importantly, you'll learn lessons that you can actually apply in your own life, even if you are starting from zero. But because success is not reserved for billionaires, the habits that build great companies can also build a better version of yourself. So before we begin, ask yourself one question. If your future depends on the decisions you make today, what kind of future are you building right now? And by the end of this video, you may never look at success the same way again. Let's start with Elon Musk. When most people hear his name, they think of money, rockets, Tesla, or social media. But if you study his life carefully, the real lesson is not about becoming rich. It's about how he thinks, how he handles risk, and how obsessed he is with solving problems that most people avoid. Elon Musk was not born as the richest man in the world. He was a quiet kid from South Africa who loved books, computers, and science fiction. While other children played outside, he spent hours reading and learning. By the age of 12, he had already created and sold a simple video game, but his journey was far from easy. When he moved to America, he didn't arrive with billions of dollars. He worked extremely hard, slept in offices, and took massive risks. After creating and selling his first companies, instead of relaxing and enjoying his money, he invested almost everything into new ideas that many people thought were impossible. Think about this carefully. He invested in electric cars when people laughed at electric vehicles. He invested in rockets when private space companies were failing. He invested in AI and futuristic technology long before it became popular, and many times he nearly failed. Tesla almost went bankrupt. SpaceX had multiple rocket explosions. At one point, he was reportedly close to losing nearly everything. Most people quit after one major failure. Musk continued after repeated failures. That is one of the biggest lessons viewers should understand. Success is not about never failing. It is about continuing even when failure becomes embarrassing, painful, and public. Another important thing about Elon Musk is how he uses time. Most people spend their energy consuming entertainment. Musk spends his energy learning skills, studying systems, and solving difficult problems. He is known for reading deeply, asking first principle questions, and thinking differently from the crowd. Instead of asking, "What job can make me money?" he asks, "What problem can I solve for the future?" That mindset changed his entire life. And here's another powerful concept. Elon Musk doesn't only work hard, he builds systems. Tesla is a system. SpaceX is a system. His companies continue creating value every second, even while he sleeps. That is the difference between workers and builders. Workers trade time for money, builders create assets, systems, technology, and businesses that scale beyond their own time. Now, this doesn't mean everyone should become a billionaire or start a rocket company. That's unrealistic for most people. But the real message is this: you must stop thinking small about your own potential. Many people wait for motivation before they act. Musk acts first, then learns during the process. He once said something very powerful: if something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. That mindset is why he became one of the most influential people in the world. But there is also a warning viewers should understand: extreme success often comes with sacrifice, long working hours, stress, pressure, criticism, public attacks. So the lesson is not to copy Elon Musk completely. The lesson is to learn the principles that made him successful. Think long term, learn constantly, take calculated risks, build valuable skills, focus on solving real problems, and most importantly, stay consistent when things get difficult. Because in today's world, the people who grow financially are not always the strongest or the luckiest. They are the people who adapt, learn faster, and keep moving while others quit. Next, let's talk about Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, one of the richest businessmen in history. But here's something important most people don't realize. Jeff Bezos did not become successful because he was lucky. He became successful because he understood the power of patience, long-term thinking, and customer obsession. Before Amazon became the giant company we know today, Bezos worked a normal corporate job on Wall Street. He already had a stable career and a high salary. Most people would stay comfortable in that position forever. But Bezos noticed something. In the early 1990s, the internet was growing extremely fast. While others ignored it, he saw opportunity. He believed the internet would completely change how people buy and sell products. So he made one of the biggest decisions of his life. He left his secure job and started Amazon in a small garage. At the beginning, Amazon only sold books, not phones, not electronics, not everything like today, just books. And even then, many people thought the idea would fail. Imagine this. People were saying, why would anyone buy books online? Today, it sounds normal, but at that time, it sounded risky and strange. This is one of the biggest lessons from Jeff Bezos. Great opportunities often look small or weird in the beginning. Most people only believe in success after everyone else sees it. Visionary people believe before the world understands. Now here is another powerful thing about Bezos. He focused obsessively on customers. While many businesses think only about profit, Bezos focused on speed, convenience, and customer experience. He believed that if customers trust your service, growth will naturally follow. That mindset helped Amazon dominate the market. And here's something viewers should really understand. Amazon did not become successful overnight. For years, the company made very little profit. Many investors criticized Bezos. Some people even thought Amazon would collapse during the dot-com crash. But Bezos stayed focused on the long-term vision. This is where most people fail in life. They want immediate success, immediate money, immediate results. But wealth usually grows slowly before it grows massively. Jeff Bezos understood compound growth, not only in money, but in skills, habits, reputation, and business. Small, consistent improvements over many years created one of the most powerful companies in history. A lesson from Bezos is the importance of systems. Amazon is not just a business. It is a system designed to operate at massive scale. Orders move automatically, warehouses run efficiently, technology handles millions of customers every day. That is why Bezos became extremely wealthy, not because he worked one job forever, but because he built a machine that creates value continuously. And there's another mindset viewers should learn from him: be willing to experiment. Jeff Bezos once said, If you double the number of experiments you do per year, you're going to double your inventiveness. Many people are afraid to try because they fear failure. But Bezos understands that failure is part of innovation. Some Amazon ideas failed completely, but the successful ones changed entire industries. And maybe the most important message from Jeff Bezos is this: think bigger than your current situation. A small beginning does not mean a small future. Amazon started in a garage. Today, it influences the entire world. So, if viewers feel like they are starting late, starting small, or lacking resources, they should remember this: you do not need perfect conditions to begin. You need vision, patience, discipline, and consistency. Because success is rarely built in one moment, it is built quietly, day after day, while most people give up too early. Finally, let's talk about Steve Jobs, the man who transformed technology into something emotional, simple, and unforgettable. When people think about Steve Jobs, they usually think about Apple, the iPhone, or his famous black turtleneck. But the real reason he became one of the most influential entrepreneurs in history was not just technology. It was his obsession with focus, simplicity, and creating products people truly connect with. Steve Jobs' story was very different from Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. He was not known as the best engineer. He was not the richest at the beginning, and he was not perfect. In fact, his journey included failure, rejection, and public humiliation. He started Apple in a garage with Steve Wozniak. Their goal was simple but powerful: make computers accessible and useful for ordinary people. At that time, computers were complicated and designed mostly for experts. Jobs believed technology should feel simple, beautiful, and human. That idea changed the world. But success did not happen instantly. Jobs faced criticism, pressure, and internal conflict inside Apple. And then something shocking happened. He was fired from his own company. Imagine building a company from nothing and then being removed from it. For most people, that would completely destroy their confidence. But Steve Jobs did something different. Instead of quitting, he kept creating. He started another company called Next. He invested in Pixar, which later created some of the most successful animated films in history, and eventually, Apple brought him back. This is one of the biggest lessons from Steve Jobs. Sometimes your greatest setback becomes the reason for your future success. Being fired from Apple forced him to grow, improve, and think differently. And when he returned, he transformed Apple into one of the most valuable companies in the world. Now here's something extremely important viewers should understand about Steve Jobs. He believed focus is everything in today's world. Most people are distracted all the time. Notifications, social media, entertainment, endless scrolling. But Steve Jobs believed great success comes from eliminating distractions and focusing deeply on what truly matters. He once said, "Focus is saying no to hundreds of good ideas." Think about that carefully. Not every opportunity deserves your attention. Not every trend deserves your energy. Successful people often grow because of what they ignore. Another powerful thing about Jobs was his obsession with quality and experience. He didn't just want products to function. He wanted them to feel beautiful, emotional, and unforgettable. That's why Apple products became more than technology. They became status symbols and emotional experiences. Steve Jobs understood something many businesses still fail to understand. People don't only buy products. They buy feelings, identity, and experience. That lesson applies to everything today. Businesses, brands, YouTube channels, even personal success. If you want people to remember you, you must create value in a unique way. And there's another lesson viewers should take from Jobs. Creativity matters. Many people think success only comes from working harder. But Jobs combined technology with creativity, storytelling, and vision. He studied design. He cared about presentation. He understood psychology and emotion. That combination made Apple different from competitors. And maybe the most powerful lesson from Steve Jobs is this: your time is limited. He once gave a famous speech saying, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." That message is deeper than money. Too many people spend years following paths they hate because society expects it. But Steve Jobs believed passion, curiosity, and purpose create extraordinary results. Now, that doesn't mean life will always be easy. Jobs faced stress, pressure, criticism, and health problems. But even during difficult moments, he continued building, innovating, and pushing forward. So the real message from Steve Jobs is not become obsessed with money. It is stay creative, focus deeply, remove distractions, build something meaningful, and never stop improving your vision. Because in the end, the people who change the world are usually the people brave enough to think differently. Elon Musk teaches us the power of courage. Jeff Bezos teaches us the value of patience. And Steve Jobs teaches us the importance of focus and creativity. 3 different men, 3 different personalities. But all of them understood one thing: success is not built in a single day. It is built through years of discipline, learning, failure, and consistency. And maybe the biggest lesson is this: they did not wait for perfect conditions. They started before they felt ready. They kept moving while others doubted. Theme in today's world: many people spend more time watching success than building it for themselves. But knowledge means nothing without action. You do not need to become the next Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, or Steve Jobs, but you can become a smarter, more disciplined, and more focused version of yourself. Start learning more. Use your time wisely. Build valuable skills. Take calculated risks. And most importantly, stay consistent even when progress feels slow. Because the future belongs to people who continue growing while others stay comfortable. And remember, wealth is not only about money, it's about mindset, freedom, discipline, and the ability to create value in the world.
Thanks for watching. If you're serious about growing your money and thinking like the wealthy, subscribe for more powerful insights.